Greetings, all you Titan shifters out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and let's talk about Attack on Titan, Chapter 120, titled An Instant. Now, the cover page for Shonen Jump that this came with shows everyone in one big group shot, which would never ever happen in reality. And it has of all these people, Bertolt, Zeke, Armin, Mikasa, Aaron, Yelena, Gabby and Falco, just smiling for the camera. And meanwhile, you have Levi just looking off to the side like, this is a thing? Like, what even the hell, Asiyama, of all things to do? Just so weird. It's just so weird, and that alone is worth talking about and nothing else. But the actual true story is in an instant, a split second, because we start off by seeing Eren basically playing catch with Zeke, and him back when he was in the hospital, at all that time posing as a soldier who had been injured, a Marleyan soldier. So, we see that moment, but, Zeke seems to give him this look as if, like, there was some kind of disconnect between the two of them. And that's really what this chapter shows, as we see in that instant, in the instant of a flapping of a bird's wings overhead, where the various transformed titans have, start wreaking havoc on their homeland and all that, as well as upon the Marleyan forces. Sasha's family hiding out, doing their best to survive. Mikasa and Armin going up against the cart titan Piet. The fact that you have Reiner still just slowly trying to crawl towards Zeke and all that good stuff. Meanwhile, you have Connie as well as Jean looking over at the scene where Eren has basically lost his head as Gabby falls over from taking the shot that decapitated Eren, and you see Zeke catching Eren's head like a goddamn football. Like, dude, touchdown at the 3-point line. Like, God. But in that instant, you see all these memories flood through. Memories that Grisha had, memories that the owl had, memories that Eren had, memories that the princess that Grisha had to consume had. All these different memories, even memories that we never got to see in the first place. Interestingly enough, memories that I don't remember us ever seeing, and they all just go flooding through. And then you see the tree that connects the various points, the lines, the paths. As you see Eren standing before this massive, like, well of energy, this tree of Titan power. And you see a chained Zeke behind Eren who addresses him when Eren starts to wonder what this place is, and Zeke says, hey, this is where all the paths meet. When you summon down the Titan power at the lightning crashes and all that good stuff, this is where it originates from. This is where the royal family inherits the power of the Titans whenever they use that power. Zeke speaks to Eren and tells him, I've been waiting for a long time for you to recover and awaken. It feels like I've been sitting here for an eternity, which he probably has to a certain degree. But, Eren's kind of perplexed. It's just like, how has it been years? And even Zeke's not quite sure about this. We see that his hair has grown out so long and he's become very disheveled and shaggy. But, he tells Eren, look, your head was shot clean off by Gabby. You were pretty much almost dead. But before that, I was able to grab your head. And this way, we've obtained the power of the original Titan. And then at that moment, you see the young girl walk out from the like energy, you see the founder Ymir, this scruffy looking little girl. And Aaron's just like, but how do you know that's Ymir? But Zeke's just like, well, who else would be here of all places besides you and me? I was here before, and she sculpted the lower half of my body out from the sand all around this place. And I think this is the place where she creates titans, which is wild. Like, creates titans here? But then again, if that instant where she's able to mold all these bodies, I mean, why not? Why not have that be a thing? The matter that just seems to appear out of thin air, it has to come from someplace. Why not this mythical, otherworldly place? Every time they use the Titan's power, this is where it comes from. She grants you that power when she sculpts it out of clay. And apparently she's just here by herself for the most part, just wandering, kneading, creating. It seems almost like she's doomed to do this for the rest of eternity. But Zeke beseeches Eren to finally make their dreams a reality. Eren, on the other hand, is more interested in the change that covers Zeke. And, Zeke starts to kind of elaborate that these are more than likely the change that prevent members of the royal bloodline from acting freely in this world. An oath to renounce war. And naturally, you don't have these change, so you're the one who can command Ymir. And he starts begging Eren, please make the dreams of Mr. Xavier a reality. Save this world. Save our people. And Eren looks down upon him and says, nothing. Friggin' like Rorschach. I'll look down on them and say no. It just really just has no expression. And it's that moment that I've been waiting for. This moment that I've been waiting these chapters upon chapters for. That just something has always felt off about Eren. As Zeke starts to kind of question, it's just like, wait, Eren, please change the bodies of the Eldians to stop them from having children. That way you can destroy all the armies of the world after that. There'll be no more fighting, no more trouble, no more problems. We'll just almost have a clean slate built out of a mutual destruction of the world. But Eren was never going for that. This had been his plan all along. The whole reason why he cooperated with Zeke, as I was thinking, because it was too out of character for him. He's been working all this time so he could get to this point, to get to the place of the founder Ymir. And he apologizes to his brother, but this is Eren. That hate, that spite, that vitriol, everything that he's been through, the sacrifices he's made, it's been all for this. I hope it was worth it, Eren Yeager. As Zeke starts to almost cry in his hands and lament this fact. Just, Eren, no, as long as the Eldians exist, we will continue to suffer. You have to do it right here and now, or the tragedy, the sorrow, the death, it'll never stop. We'll continue repeating this as if in a time loop or something. But Eren doesn't answer Zeke at first, but then he simply says, because I was born into this world. The same words of his mother. Just yes. Yes, Eren, there you go. That will to live, that the determination to take life by the throat and not give in. So he tells the founder Ymir, Ymir, give me your power. And she walks right past his ass. just proceeds onward. And Zeke just says, Eren, I kind of knew it, man. I didn't want to believe, but I kind of figured. this must be the result of our father's brainwashing or something. It's just like, oh, Zeke, you're still on that Kool-Aid, man. But we come to find out Zeke was never truly bound. In all that time that Aaron had been asleep, you know, well, decapitated, uh, he was able to figure out a way in order to remove the chains. That he can create anything here, even chains of earth, even a way to break free for someone of royal blood. Which is just like, damn, why did no one else think of doing that? But they held fast to the, the agreement of non-violence, of not using their power for evil. But, you know, Zeke, he didn't have that kind of upbringing or anything like that, so he was able to break free from that oath of nonviolence. And because of that, he was also able to figure out, yes, Ymir might have great power, but ultimately, she was a slave girl. She was always a slave girl. So she doesn't possess a true will of her own, apparently. She might be of royal blood, but she ultimately reneges her, royal status to those of royal blood. So it's a weird cycle that's been created. But Zeke, he now has the power of the original Titan, whereas Aaron is now bound by chains made of clay and earth. But Zeke's just like, oh, I'm glad I found out how you really feel, but that's not enough. It's not your fault, brother. You are simply been controlled, but you are simply nothing more than a victim. God, he's on some liquid snake shit, honestly. It's really weird, but ultimately he's just like, look, I need to find a way to save you. That way we can use the power of the founder. I will not abandon you, brother. But Aaron's just like, dude, cut the shit. I'm not looking to be saved. But, Zeke is determined, and he brings Aaron into the world of his memories. Specifically, the memories of Grisha Jaeger and the days when Aaron was nothing more than a wee little babby. So we're accessing the memories of Grisha so that Zeke can show Aaron what his father truly was. Despite the fact that they look like a happy family, Aaron, his mother, and his father, young Aaron, ultimately it's just like, look upon the family that he doomed by coming here. I'm going to show you just how deeply you've been brainwashed. So they start to move forward, but Zeke comments on the smiling Grisha Jaeger. I'm glad you were able to forget about the first family you so thoroughly destroyed and found true happiness. Like, you can hear the apathy in his voice, that he feels that he was forgotten, that Grisha moved on. He had us went up and had another son, and it's just like, no, it wasn't that simple. Even Aaron has a look of just sympathy to a certain degree. You see Aaron's first steps. You see, him treating various nobles, but Zeke's just like, well, he was just simply trying to, gain information about the king of the walls and all that. He was willing to endanger the life of his wife and son, and that knowing that he'd be punished despite that. And Aaron gives this very deadpan response. It's just like, oh yes, our father was a piece of shit and an asshole who would throw away the lives of his wife and child. I've been disillusioned. I was so wrong. I was not meant to be. It's like he gives him this look like, bitch, fine. We got plenty of time. There's no hurry on any of this. We will undo your brainwashing, but Aaron has had nothing but apathy to his father for the longest time. When his father just kind of up and did what he did to him, Aaron lost a lot of faith in his dad for the most part. He was already on the path of, yeah, my dad's kind of a piece of shit. But no, we go through the various, livelihood of Grisha, spending time with his family, the introduction of Hans, Grisha finding out the information about the king and all that good stuff, him avoiding the military police, especially Kenny of all things. Ah, Kenny. Good old psychopathic Kenny. And we find it the moment that he found the church under which the royal family has their rituals. But Aaron's just like, wait, he found this really quickly. Like, that doesn't make any sense. This is the stronghold of the King of the Walls, but he didn't find it till years later when I was young, after the walls were destroyed. That can't be. If he found it this soon, why? But we see the truth as Grisha puts down the entrance to the stronghold, goes back home, he hugs his child, he greets his wife, and baby Aaron seems to be looking directly at Zeke. It's a weird split moment, but it almost truly looks like baby Aaron is looking at Zeke. But Zeke has come to realize when they go to Grisha's study, where he's fallen asleep writing his journals, that he actually did care about his wife and child. You know, he put his mission on hold just in order to keep them safe, to not disrupt their happy life. Zeke laments that, maybe he learned from his past mistakes. Maybe my life could have been different had he actually put a little more thought into things when I was young. But ultimately, you're still being controlled. You are not your true self, Aaron. I know this to be true. But Zeke's will is starting to shake, and Aaron spots the picture of Grisha and his former family. The regrets that Grisha has, as he even starts to kind of talk in his sleep, apologizing to Zeke. But then suddenly he stands up, looking at the present Zeke, as if he could see him. But once Grisha comes to his senses, he shakes it off, saying there's no way there's an old man named Zeke in front of me. 'Tis but simply a dream. And Zeke's bewildered by this. How? What happened? And now seemingly taking control of the situation, Aaron asks Zeke to move on to the next memory with him. Was this Aaron's plan all along? Did Aaron's plan go deeper than we ever considered? And how was the past Grisha able to see the present Zeke? Are we truly in a time loop? Is it truly to the me 1,000 years into the future? Does everything continue to just cycle back again no matter what? And will the one who's changed by all this searching through memories ultimately be Zeke? We still don't know Aaron's true plan after all of this, but I believe we're in for something interesting. I'm finally ready to be back on Team Aaron's side, because while I don't agree with his methodology, I do agree that ultimately a change had to arise within Zeke. A change for the better, hopefully. A change that will save humanity. Tell me your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, your thoughts and theories of how any of this was true, how this happened. What do you think about Grisha's memories? What do you think about the possible change in heart of Zeke in seeing that his father might have not have been the true bastard that he thought he was? And if you liked this video, leave me a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I did wrong in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on my next review of Attack on Titan. And you just need to remember that a change of heart can happen in an instant. But that doesn't change everything that led up to it. All the impactful moments. Because the past, the present, and the future sometimes isn't written in stone, and sometimes It's just what you make of it. Until next time, I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I think it's time for bed. Bye-bye.